All right, you ready?
I think I'm ready, man.
All right, let's welcome the Totally Driven Radio, Gabriel. Gabriel, please help me with your last name.
It's Tajeu.
Tajeu. I was way off.
Most people are. I think about 95% of people get it wrong.
I'll tell you what, though. I definitely like the way you pronounce it a lot better than I do.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How are you going to pronounce it?
I was saying Tajeu.
Right. I've heard it a lot worse than that.
I'm sure. Now, who do you have with you?
I've got my management company. I've got my manager, Wiley Swain, and he's here hanging out with me.
Nice. Nice to meet you, Wally.
Hey, good to meet you, man. Good to meet you.
Nice. Now, it was funny, like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I got recommended you, Gabriel, from, are you familiar with the band The Imagination Movers?
The Imagination Movers?
Yes.
Who's in them? I probably know somebody in it, though.
You know what? You probably don't. They're based out of the New Orleans area, and they're a Disney band. They have a show on Disney Junior. They're called The Imagination Movers. So check them out when you get a chance. Google them or whatever. But they have, like, a rampant following of, like, a ton of mothers. I mean, a ton. Like, we've had a couple of the guys on the show, and every time we have them on, like, the ratings are through the roof. We're getting tweeted, We're getting emailed, we're getting Facebooked. It's insane. Like, we get probably the biggest response from them guys. Well, a few of the mothers recommended you.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder how they think about me.
They recommended you. They kept sending me you. They kept sending me your Facebook and all. They're like, you got to get this guy on the show. You have to get this guy on the show.
That's awesome. I've spent some time down in New Orleans a couple falls ago. So,
cool. Yeah, so there you go. So you got some fans down in New Orleans.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah.
So it was pretty cool too. Like when we first started emailing, you went to college like 10 minutes from my house. Oh yeah,
Swarthmore. So you said what area were you live in?
I live out in Aston, which is like 10 minutes from Swarthmore.
Okay. There's not too much in Swarthmore.
No, there's about 3 blocks. There was, I'll tell you what, did you used to go to the music store there?
I went in there a few times. Yeah, it was pretty cool right there by the train station.
Yes, sir. That's the one. Yeah, that was like back in the 80s, like that was the cool place. It's changed owners over the years, but like back in the mid to late 80s, like that was the really cool little underground place to go to. It always had like a lot of cool stuff there. And then I probably went in there maybe like 10 years ago, and I was like, wow, this has changed.
Yeah, that's really good, because I used to go in there and look at all the guitars I couldn't afford. Yes. For a college student, you know, there's a lot of stuff there on my wish list.
I'm sure. See, that makes me feel good. Like, I wasn't the only person that did that. I used to just walk in the music store and you would get, like, neck cramps from your neck, just your head just facing up towards the guitars on the hooks.
Exactly. And every once in a while, you wonder if you should actually touch it or not.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's funny.
You can play that one without them saying something to me.
Or did you ever go there and just play Stairway to see how quick before they take the guitar away from you?
Oh, to where?
Play Stairway to Heaven and see how quick they come over.
Yeah. I actually read an article the other day about like 10 bands who hate their number one hit or whatever, and apparently that was one of the sticking points of a reunion, is that Jimmy Page refused to play that song.
Really?
Yeah, he said that he would. I mean, this is what the article said, but he said that basically he would vomit if he had to play it one more time.
Imagine that. So. How would you feel like if that was you? Like, you have two videos out now. One which just came out hot off the press this week, called Darling Please. Say Darling Please becomes your stairway to heaven, and 40 years later, people are dying to hear that song, and you are just so tired of playing it. Would you suck it up and play it, or would you just say, look, I can't do it?
I don't know. I went to a concert recently with somebody who's had two very different CDs, and his first CD was a little more racy than his newest CD. His newest CD is real positive. This guy Cody Chestnut, he wouldn't play anything from his first album, but barring something like Changing in My Life or something like that, that song Darling Please, I loved it from the moment we really started putting the screws on it. And so as long as the fans are digging on it, I'd love to play it.
That's cool. Now, as a matter of fact, like as I was reading like your bio, like you have influences that are like all across the spectrum.
I do. I grew up listening to a lot of different music, and I still do listen to a lot of different music. So
now, if you had to pinpoint like one that really was like the turning point for you to start in a musical voyage to follow your dream, who would it be?
I gotta say Prince on that one.
Good answer.
Because up until then, I listened to like Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, jazz, some other stuff, but Prince was the first time where like it was so well orchestrated, and the music, the lyrics, the vocals, man, I was just blown away, and it just did something to me extra. And plus I was like 13, 14, and so I wasn't quite supposed to be listening to Prince.
Right.
But it was funny because my mom, she was actually, that was the first, his album was the first album that I was able to get growing up as with a parental advisory on it, because she respected the music also. She respected his talent,
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, and then, like, your two videos you have, like the one that you're going to speak again, like Darling Please, is it's like a real nice, soft ballad, loving, beautiful song. And then your other song is kind of more of like an R&B, jazzy. It's even got a real 70s feel to it me, it sounds like.
Yeah, that one, Raindrops, definitely is more the R&B kind of funk genre, and then Darling Please is kind of like an R&B country ballad almost. I wrote it up on an acoustic guitar. I wrote Raindrops on an acoustic guitar too, but quickly we put some bass and drums on it, and it became what it is. And with Darling Please, it was just real sparse, and then I put some Telecaster on it, and that kind of gave it the vibe, and then we went from there.
So, Darling Please, like, is there a Darling this song is written after?
I'm sorry, what?
For the Darling Please song, was it written after somebody?
Yeah. Yes, it was. It was written about somebody who came into my life a couple different times, and we're still really good friends to this day. It just didn't work out between the two of us, and it was all for the best, but I got a pretty sweet song out of it.
Does she know that song's about her?
Yeah, she knows. I haven't 100% said, hey, this song is about you, but we've hinted around it, and I'm sure she knows. It's kind of like Lenny Kravitz, all his love songs are about Lisa Bonet, right?
I'll tell you what, I love Lenny Kravitz, and when that Mama Said album came out, I just remember sitting there listening to that and just reading the lyrics along with that whole album, and I was just like, my boy he's heartbroken. He really is. He poured his heart out in that album.
Yeah, he did. And 5 is actually, I grew up, with Are You Gonna Go My Way, those Lenny Kravitz hits, but 5 was the first album that I purchased of his, listened to front to back, and then I went back through his catalog and got his other albums. So he's another artist actually that really had a big influence on me early in college. And man, he is. I would argue that he's probably one of the last rock stars on the planet. You know?
Oh, I agree.
Just it.
And people really need to go back, because I did this probably about a month ago. I came across something sparked Lenny Kravitz in my head for some reason, and I was just sitting there at work one day, and I just literally sat there all day long listening to Lenny Kravitz. He is so freaking amazing. His songs are so good, and they come from the heart, every one of them, and that's what I love about it, and you can hear it.
Exactly, and he plays a lot of the instruments on every album. It's crazy, you know. He'll play drums, bass, and electric guitar on the track, and the keys.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Now, what all do you play? You play anything more beside guitar? Or?
Yeah, I play keys, and I play saxophone. Actually, I play saxophone on a couple tracks of the album. On Darling Please, it's me playing the alto sax during the bridge section, and on How Do I Tell Her, I'm playing the little horn part. So I do a little arranging also, but my brother, he did the majority of the horn arrangements. He plays trumpet. So we've had music in our family.
Oh, cool. Very nice.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that's really cool, too, is, and I'm glad that you do this, and I really wish more artists would start doing this, especially independent artists, is you're making videos for your songs. And I think the video, it really is so important to get the message of the song out there. Yeah. And I think it can just be so important to, you know, whether it's a make or break. I mean, more people, I think, are going to come across it where people are sharing a video on social media nowadays than they're going to get the chance to hear it on the radio.
Exactly. It's like that. I would say that like about 2 years ago, I started like thinking to myself, oh, most people are watching videos. They're not even hardly listening to songs on the radio, or they'll just look up stuff like that. And you know, I grew up where it was radio. I grew up where we started to see that shift where music was downloaded illegally, and then now it's being repurchased on iTunes and stuff like that. But yeah, the video is the medium these days, and I lucked up with that because I have an individual here in Birmingham, Mike Cunliffe. He saw me play, and he's making a feature film down here called "It Is What It Is."
Okay.
And it's got some pretty good folks in it. And he wanted my music on the soundtrack, and he was like, "Man, if you want some videos, I got you covered." And so that's kind of the result. So nice. You know, I've had the good fortune of having a lot of good, talented people, generous people around me, and they're all helping me out. And so Mike has done a lot of work and really helped out. And like you said, video is the way these days.
How exciting is it for you to actually like be making a video?
It's pretty exciting. You know, I try to stay in the moment with most things, and I try not to get my expectations up, and I try to enjoy what I'm doing as the reward and the payoff. But yeah, it's really exciting to go through that process and then see the fruits of your labor. I was flabbergasted by the response to this video. I think it has about 1,200 views already in 2 days, and it's just amazing to see the community and what it does to people around, you know, as far as like inspiring and making people think about what they want to do and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Well, I got that song queued up, so you want me to play it right now?
Yeah, sure, man.
Well, here you go.
Yeah, Darling Please.
Darling Please, and you can go check this out on YouTube right now or tomorrow or tonight, but give it a listen, and then we're going to find out where you can buy it. So here it is, Darling Please. And there it is, Darling Please. It's a beautiful song, man.
Man, thank you very much.
What do you think when you hear that? Do you think of that girl?
I used to think about her when I listen to that song, but I don't know. Now I just think about, you know, all the musicians and all the you know, fun and emotions that went into recording it, you know, and it's a good time.
Cool, very cool. Now, I was reading, too, in your bio, you were, like, in a real popular group in the Birmingham, Alabama area, and then you decided to go solo. Is that what happened?
Well, no, I still play with Bonus Round. Bonus Round is a cover band that, it's pretty much, we've been together for close to 9 years and got a lot of notoriety. And that's actually one of the reasons why I was able to get the musicians that I was able to get on the album, because I play with these guys on a regular basis. It's kind of like a community. We have like 3 main members, the bass player, myself, and the drummer. And then we have all these other rotating members that come in and out. And so it's formed this community of musicians around me that, because, we make money playing gigs on the weekend doing cover stuff,
right,
they'll put me a break to come in and record a couple of tracks, And so I was able to get some of the best players for not best player money, so to speak, because we developed a friendship and a bond over the years.
Cool. There you go. Yeah, you got to work the system.
It's not cheap to make an album.
No, not at all. Not at all. So, is there any plans to do like any touring outside of the Alabama area, or?
Yeah, we're working on stuff right now. Had a couple meetings and getting some different stuff to some booking agents, and I've just recently been up to New York City to play in the finals of it's called the Meanie Fest, and I went back. I was there in October playing, and then I came back in December to play, and I got to go to this Paper City Music Festival, which was pretty cool in Ohio.
Nice.
And so, played in Georgia a little bit. So just trying to get out a little bit more and really get everything cranking for the summer and the fall. I'm playing around Birmingham, but yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
And then we're going to start recording another album pretty soon too, actually.
Oh, all right, cool. Very cool. Look at you. Well, you'll have to get in touch with us when that's ready to come out. We'll get you back on here. And where can everybody find you? I mean, you got everything. You got website, Reverb Nation, Twitter, Facebook.
Yep. Twitter for immediate, and then Facebook is it's pretty much, I'm pretty much branding it all as at Gabriel Tajeu, which, even though it's hard to spell, once it's all branded, I think it would be a good look. So it's Gabriel, and then last name is Tajeu, and I've got a YouTube page. The album is on iTunes and Amazon, and it's on other outlets, and so we just need to, get folks tuned in, and I'll be providing more music.
Cool. Now, do you have an actual physical CD too, or just on iTunes?
I do have physical CDs for sale through CD Baby.
Cool.
CDBaby.com.
CD people, the musicians that we talk to, when they put out that CD Baby, they all praise CD Baby.
Yeah, it's a good company. They pretty much handle all the aggregation and distribution to the online websites also. So
cool.
It's just really, really cool, one-stop shop. And and if anybody's in Japan, they can get my album at Tower Records Japan, and they can get my album at HMV Japan. And it was actually number 11 on the R&B charts on iTunes Japan, and Raindrops actually made it to number 48 on the Tokyo Top 100. So just trying to generate some interest here and get it to everybody. So I really appreciate the opportunity to get on your show. And
how wild is that? I mean, think of that first, just a second. Like, would you ever picture your music being like I don't care if it's top 1,000, but top 100 overseas in Japan and Tokyo?
No, I would have never really pictured it. And it's just, like I said, it's just a blessing to be able to play music. And the thing about that situation that was so beautiful is that, like, we're all human beings, and we all, share similar interests. But to know that other people connect with your music, like, that's a beautiful thing. All around the world, there's a common language, and so.
This is true. Music is the language of the world.
Indeed, indeed.
Nice. Well, this has been great talking to you. I wish you all the luck. And like I said, when you got more stuff coming out, get hold of us and let us know, and we'll get you back on here and talk more with the fans. And, hey, Wiley, I want to give you a thumbs up because I'm going to give you some praise, too. I love seeing when management and PR and assistants and all that stuff are out there and they're tweeting and they're Facebooking stuff like this out because it's such a huge help, and I love to see when they help us promote as well. So thumbs up to you, Wiley.
Thank you very much, man. And, we all got to try and we all got to work. We all got to make sure it gets out there.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks to the Imagination Movers.
Yeah, check them out. You can YouTube them or just go. I think it's Disney Junior. They're one of the top shows on Disney Junior.
Man, that's so cool. That's a beautiful thing. So.
Yeah, man, they're great guys too.
Awesome.
Cool. All right, guys, have a good night and thanks so much.
Thank you, man.
Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yep. Take care. All right, everybody. There you go. Gabriel Tajeu. I got it right.
Yeah, you did.
How about that? He was a good dude, man. Good dude.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, that I don't know. I know you're kind of a metal guy, but I'm a pretty decent sized fan of R&B, and there's something. There seems to be a little bit of a resurgence in sort of that classical R&B style right now. So it's really nice to hear. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, that tune's a really beautiful tune. And the other song he's got a video for, Raindrops, is really good. It's more of an upbeat, kind of jazzy, funky song. It's really good, too. I mean, dude's got talent. Good songwriter, good songs. Go for it, man. Like I said,
that's
music
awesome.
is the language of the world.